Oh, all right. That is a good sign. Hey, what's up guys? And welcome back to another video. Today we have a treat for you guys. Check this out. How crazy is this? So my sister gave me this old iPod that she found, and I believe this is a iPod Touch 2nd generation. I believe we got our MacBooks roughly 10 years ago or so, and at the time Apple was doing a buy a Mac and get a free iPod promotion, and this came with our MacBooks. And she recently found this and gave it to me, mainly because I've gotten into collecting old iPods recently, and I thought it'd be a cool thing to have. So right off the bat, I'm not even sure if this will turn on. It's kind of crazy how long it's been since the iPod Touch first came out. I don't even know if any of you guys know the brand of this case, but this company used to be pretty big back in the day. It's a company called, I believe it's Switch Easy, and this is the Rebel case for the iPod Touch. It's a 2-part case. This middle piece acts like a rib cage almost. It's hard plastic, and the translucent rubber on the sides is a soft TPU-ish layer. So it offers sort of a drop protection for the iPod Touch. So as you can see, it's kind of filthy. You can see there's some stains in the corner, some discoloration, and just scratches all over. So I'm not even sure if this thing will turn on. But I have a cable here, and let's go ahead and see if we can plug it up and turn it on and see what happens. If you guys are curious, I'm using a Aukey 10,000 milliamp hour battery pack. I like this battery pack because there's different types of ports on here depending on what you need. There's a USB-A out, a USB-C out, and then a lightning cable in. So this makes charging it pretty convenient if you're carrying or traveling with your iPhone. You can also charge it with a micro USB on the side as a backup if you need to. Let's go ahead and plug this up and then plug this into the iPod Touch and see if it'll turn on. Oh, all right. That is a good sign. Let's give it a second and I'll come back once it turns on. I'm also curious what iOS software it's running as well. So this will definitely be a flash to the past if we can get this up and running.
A few moments later.
All right, guys, it's been a few minutes and it looks like this thing is on. You guys are seeing this for the first time with me here, but it looks like the brightness is pretty low. So let's crank it up and see what we have. Oh man. Wow. I can't remember when's the last time I've seen the screen. This is insane. Let's see, we have Game Center, Photos, Settings. When's the last time YouTube had that icon? That's wild. All right, let's take a look at what iOS version this is. Let's go down to General. I believe it's About. All right, so we are on iOS version 4.2.1. Wow. And Apple just released iOS 14, or announced it rather, last week. So that just goes to show how long and how old this thing is. Let's take a tour around iOS 4, just for old memories, shall we? So the photo app currently has nothing, understandable. It's an 8GB iPod, so I can't imagine there's much on here. Contacts, no contacts either. Looks like it's a freshly wiped iPod, which is good. Let's go ahead and put Wi-Fi in here and see if it works. All right, so we've connected to Wi-Fi. Let's see, got our Wi-Fi here. Holy chickens. Let's start up YouTube again and see if anything comes up. Oh man, wow. Looks like the YouTube app won't even open, which is a shame because, man, look at the design language Apple used to have back in the day. The YouTube app was sort of built into the operating system, whereas nowadays YouTube is its own standalone app. So it would make sense why this isn't even working, but it's still pretty cool to see. Wow. Let's see. We have our stocks app. Looks like that is airing out as well. Let's see, maps. Does that come up? Looks like it's still using Google Maps. So this was before Apple released Apple Maps. That just goes to show how old this thing really is. Let's put in does that come up? Okay, all right, nice. So that works. Let's see what else. Let's see, satellite view, does that still work? Wow, that still works. The iPod itself still feels pretty responsive, which is pretty impressive for a almost, I want to say 10, 11-year-old device. I mean, this thing has been sitting in a drawer pretty much for 8 years. So it's kind of crazy to see this thing in the flesh. iTunes, let's take a look at that. Let's see. Might be stuck on loading here. Looks like it won't recognize until we correct the date and time. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's see if the iTunes store works now. All right. Looks like the interface has come up. Have our music, video, search, Genius, and more. Nice. Man, seeing this interface takes me way back. I think this was like iPhone 3GS days, maybe. The App Store should work as well, I think, if the iTunes Store works. I'll never forget, as a teen going into the App Store, just downloading all the free apps because I was broke back then. But look, this is insane. All right, so we have features, categories, top 25. I remember using this a lot. Top 25 free games. Anyone? Huh? All right, so we have free. All right, keep in mind this was the second generation iPod Touch, so there was no camera. The back, let's go ahead and take a look at the back. There's no camera, but there is. Let's go ahead and take off this case. Let's go ahead and take off this case here. Hopefully I can do this on camera. Oh man, this is gross. Super sticky, not even coming off. Oh man, look at that. Ooh. Looks like the case is kind of bonded to the iPod over the years. That's kind of gross. See, this residue is not even coming off. Oh, it is. Okay. So the residue is coming off, which is nice. So we have the iPod in 8GB configuration. I think at the time, these only went up to 16, maybe 32 gigs. And shortly after, they came out in 64 as the highest configuration. But 8 gigs was pretty substantial during its time, so it's not too bad. So I believe this is a 3.5-inch screen. Let me know down below, fact check me on that. But it should be the same size screen as the iPhone 3GS, as well as the iPhone 4. As a matter of fact, I have an iPhone 5 here just to compare the screen size and the differences. So this thing is pretty thin. I remember the second generation iPod Touch, Apple went with a curved sort of design language on the back. So you can see it's sort of curved here. I remember back in the day, all the wear came from this area since people would place on the tables and kind of spin it. But for the most part, it's pretty minimal. We have the 30-pin connector down here. with a headphone jack, volume up and down rocker, and the power button and the hold button. Just a simple button here, no Touch ID. Screen still seems pretty responsive. Let's go into our core apps. No music. Mail. So let's go into Safari. Interesting, Safari's not even loading. All right, let's go ahead and just go to apple.com. Wow, all right, so Safari is not working. Probably disabled from a security perspective, which makes sense. And no videos. All right, guys, this has been a sort of blast to the past looking at an iPod Touch, second generation. Thanks for tuning into today's video and joining me on a walk down memory lane. Let me know your thoughts and feedback down in the comments below. And if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe. Thanks and take care.